Hello Taurus and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. Oh, we have Awakening has come out for you. So this is your reading for September the 16th through to the 30th. We are in Virgo season but moving into Libra season. So we have 20 awakening, renewal and enlightenment. I love this. I think this is where, Uranus is in your sign at this moment in time, the planet of awakening, change, disruption. It's been shaking you guys around a lot of late. I know we've spoken about it a lot, but this is where something starts to dazzle, starts to shine. Something that has been awoken starts to dazzle and shine and starts to feel good and is looking good. So yeah, there's this beautiful, deep sense of renewal, which is really lovely. It doesn't mean the whole thing is, over and this change is still not around and disruption is not around. But I see that there's something glistening. You're finding the gold in the situation now. You're starting to reap some of the rewards and the benefits, which is actually really nice. Or something's just starting to look and feel better, which is also, really nice. So let's see what's shifting and changing. Pentacle 6, Mercury, Taurus. We love it. And the star card, Saturn, Uranus and Aquarius. Here comes that Uranus energy we were talking about. Feeling more balanced, feeling more hopeful because things feel like they could be balancing out a little bit. It feels like there could be a little bit of more of what you need if something was lacking, or you could give more to something if you need to. And so the star card is feeling really quite very divinely guided, feeling like you've got a future direction here. And so that's looking good, feeling good, and it's starting to, like I said, it's starting to dazzle. It's starting to feel like it's ready to sparkle. So it's a really, really nice energy to come through with the star card. It can bring a little bit of healing, but I just get this sense of things start to settle a little bit. Balance can be restored, which is a really nice energy to come through. The star card is wishes coming true. So I feel like you're getting the divine blessings for all of this energy that has been challenging you. I see the Tower has come in. Yeah, the Magician energy. This is activation stations. My goodness. Wow. The Magician crossed by the Tower. Boom. Okay. Something like we've talked a lot about the fact that the energy does get activated up in the energetic fields, up in spirit, and then it kind of sometimes we don't feel it or see it until it gets activated in our human realm. And so it actually feels like something's getting really activated here, which is really amazing. So Taurus, this reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. Always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you a fuller picture of what's going on for you. And it's a general reading, Taurus. Just take what feels right. Use your intuition as you always do and leave what doesn't feel right, what doesn't resonate. And if it does really resonate, there will be an extended reading and the link for that will be in the description box below. And if you're interested in any of the other services that I'm offering, including healings and tarot readings, the link for that is also in the description box below. Okay, my goodness, there's a positive shift coming, which we're happy about. There is just again, a lot of enlightening energy around the Death card, like big energies, the Star card, wow. Okay, the Three of Swords, yes, you've potentially been through a lot with this energy. But yeah, the Judgment energy, again, that is number 20, the Awakening card. And the Two of Wands, little Two of Wands comes out against all these big energies, the Judgment, the Death card, the Star card, my goodness, and the Three of Pentacles. It's like amidst all these big, big energies around, something new starts. So it's like, boom. Okay, speaking of something new, the main situation, we have the Magician. This is card number 1. This is willing something into creation. It's the start of something that's being manifested here. The Magician card can be asking the question, how? How is this going to happen? How's it going to work? It feels like something's, feeling good, looking good. You're being guided here. Things feel more balanced. How are we going to start this? You kind of really a sense of there's some sort of a frequency aligning here. Now, boom, crossed by the Tower card. Expect the unexpected with this. There's been, this has come out of this, unexpected change or all these activation energy that's around with the Tower. So I kind of feel like, that, you're wanting to start, but it's just been so much disruption around, or just, really a lot of realizations, revelations, releases. So it kind of feels like it's like, okay, we're glad to have a little bit of stability for the moment so that something, you can kind of just let something settle and let something begin. So in your conscious mind, you've got the Hanged Man, and this is where there's potentially been delays or stagnant energy. This is also the card of enlightenment. We can see that through looking at something through a very different perspective, or having let go of something that you had to let go of here. You've reached this kind of enlightened state that could definitely a sense of being able to move forward because you've got this vision now, which feels really important. So yeah, the Hanged Man is a very, very significant energy to come in. At the base, we've got the Knight of Wands. So there is this motivation happening deep down. The Hanged Man's what's happening in your conscious mind. So consciously something's awakening and you're becoming consciously aware of what this is, because the Magician is saying this is something that you could create now in your life, which is fantastic. It's a very potent manifestation energy. So at the base, we've got the Knight of Wands. This is off on the next big adventure. This is positive change. It can represent travel, even like long distance travel, like overseas travel, but it's very spontaneous. You know, it wants to kind of move forward with something you're feeling really passionate about, or something that feels right, it feels good, something that's motivating you at this moment in time. So the Knight of Wands at the base is a real motivation energy to kind of shift the direction or bring a positive change in at this moment in time. Now, the reason why there's potentially has been a lot of delays is because you've been going through this Death card energy in the recent past, which is where it's slow-moving energy. It's a transition. It's major endings, big major endings. And plus it's also a sense of something deep inside of you, or even externally, has been transforming. There's a transformative energy that you cannot push this Death card. It's moving you from the ending of one big, huge cycle. Things are being laid to rest and new things are being awoken here with this awakening card. It's like the Judgment energy, where if you hold them up together, like this is number 20, the awakening card. We can see here with the Judgment energy, these are things coming up from the dead, you know, coming up from the coffin to be looked at, to be reviewed, and to be let go of, so that you can step into the new, into the rebirth that's occurring with the Judgment energy, the thing that's calling you into the future by the Star card. But you had to go through that death process, and the Death card just kind of brings a culling with it as well. It kind of culls energy that you no longer need. So it's been big, big energies around for you here, Taurus. But what I love, I'll hold these two cards together, because we've got the Tower, number 16. If you see the little Roman numerals, the Star card is number 17. The Star comes after the Tower. The disruption and shock or change, chaos that the Tower brings, that's crossing you, that is, you know, made it difficult to even be consciously aware or start this. But this is where the Tower comes in and says something's not right for you. You know, something's not fitting for you. Sometimes if the universe can decide this for you, sometimes this can be internal revelations, but whatever it is, you're just being placed in the space that universe thinks you should be. And, you know, when the dust settles from the chaos of the Tower, when it hits, because it does bring change and expect the unexpected with it, this is where you see, okay, the Star card, the dust has settled. Now you're feeling like, okay, this is where I've landed. I can see a future direction now. I'm connecting to hope, because I actually feel like the Tower card is a positive energy. It just is about how we perceive it. You know, it's how, and at the time it can feel really painful and difficult, but ultimately the Star is when the healing comes in after the Tower, which is really lovely. The hope is restored. The future direction is restored after that Tower energy that comes through. So this is the beautiful energy of deep renewal that comes in. You've got double Star card coming in, because you've got the Star card here as well. So you got double Star. The Star card represents wishes coming true. So there's like potentially like a lot of blessings and more than one wish coming true here. So really beautiful energy, or at least, you know, connecting to that hopefulness, because you're presenting as this Three of Swords, which is kind of like, I feel there's this rawness to the energy, almost like you're wide open and you're releasing a lot of pain, a lot of wounds, a lot of things that have hurt you here. So I feel like, the fact that you've got double star card, star represents peace and healing as well. So that is really beautiful. And so it's almost like one of those, it's like a blessing in disguise, although I'm sure it did not feel like a blessing at the time, when it's like the things that felt like your greatest, the things that you felt you were fallible or greatest weaknesses or your greatest vulnerabilities are now becoming your greatest strengths. And so that's kind of what's coming through with that. And so ultimately we've got the Nine of Cups, which is interestingly the energy surrounding you is this deep sense of fulfillment that's coming in with it. Things are starting to line up for you, and that's deeply fulfilling, because of the whole point of the Tower was that things were not lining, like things were like all over the shop. So yeah, this Nine of Cups, there's a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment around, which is really lovely, connecting to fulfilling energies that the Tower card has possibly shown you, but in a way that has been, challenging. But the Magician, the thing that is, being born into creation here at this moment in time, is something that's deeply fulfilling, which is really lovely. Hopes and fears, we have the Judgment energy. So it's good that this is, whether this is a hope or a fear, that's what's coming in, because you've got double judgment as well, which is, it really is messages from Spirit that there's a second chance coming, that there's a new direction, that there's a calling with the Judgment energy. So it might inspire you to clean the judgment sometimes. But we have as the outcome the Two of Wands. Finally, you can start this. You can activate it, start something new, and leave that old behind. The world is your oyster. You've got the world in your hand, and it's like, this is a really fresh new start. Things are looking good with this. This feels like a new path has opened up, that potentially has been a new possibility that has been awoken within, that maybe may not have existed before, or did not seem possible before. So that's partly what all this like kind of disruptive activation energy is that the Uranus energy has kind of been pulling things apart in a way, like creating cracks and openings where previously they weren't, or opening things up inside of you where previously they weren't. And potentially in this process, as painful as it could have been, this has opened something up within you that has created this new option, this new path that just feels like finally the new path opens. Finally, I can step into this, which feels fantastic with this Two of Wands. So we have as an overall energy the Three of Pentacles, which is a very Taurian energy actually, because it's about your self-worth, your self-value. It's about, they're building a cathedral here, something of great beauty. It is requiring collaboration, productivity, working with other people to get a desired result, and using skills and abilities. So it's very much connecting you to your gifts, your abilities, and that is in terms. As a result, it's connecting you to your sense of self-worth and value, which is really lovely. The Three of Pentacles can be this new thing that's starting. It's a collaborative project that's involving working with other people, whether it's quite literally to do with your work or just we're always working on energies. There's energy exchanges, but it's very productive. It feels like it's moving forward and it feels very valuable. So that is, finally the start of something that doesn't feel like it's this big, intense energy. You can kind of just get into this energy and just go, right, I'm just kind of happy to just be working on this and be involved with it at this moment in time with this new energy that opens up for you. So definitely could be related to your work or something you're working on, or some sort of creative project that comes in with it. But it doesn't have to necessarily be that. I think you're all going to be very divinely guided in your own way, because that Star card is definitely showing you the path, illuminating the path for you. So let's get an affirmation card for you, Taurus. We've got, I am at peace with my age. Interesting. Each age has its own special joys and experiences. I'm always the perfect age for where I am in life. And at this moment, you're starting something new. So it's kind of like it's perfect for you. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you live, or who you are. This new energy that's coming in is the right energy. It's the perfect energy for you. So don't let this question of age get in the way. Is this something that you feel like you should have had more experience with before stepping in? Or perhaps it's something you're feeling like you should have done it when you were younger. Just get rid of all of those belief systems. This is the right path for you at this moment in time, no matter what age you're at this moment. So let's see. Let's pull an affirmation. No, let's pull. I've already done that. Let's pull a charm for you. We've got two I can feel here. Oh, we've got the beautiful, oh, I love it. Okay, your prayers are being answered here with this lovely little angel. And we also have the treble clef, which is the higher octave. It represents higher octave of music. So I feel like I'm kind of getting this beautiful angelic message coming through, this frequency of the angels answering your call, which is really beautiful, Taurus. Absolutely, like the higher frequency of things, that your prayers are being answered on this higher frequency. So yeah, if you, it's absolutely beautiful. So that's it. That's your reading, Taurus. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment because it helps with the growth of the channel, and I always love hearing your comments. And if you're interested in the extended reading, we are going to talk about that because we're seeing that you're being very divinely guided to starting this new path, and we're going to see where it goes. We're going to travel further down the path, further into the future, deeper into the reading, and see what lies there further afield. So we're going to just go further into the future. We're going to get any more intuitive messages that you need to hear. We're also going to ask about the best way to manage and work with this energy, to make the most of this energy, because it's such a positive sense. I kind of feel like you've seen the light now, and it just feels like there's beautiful lightness that comes in where it doesn't feel heavy. I feel like there's been heaviness around and darkness around, but this feels like a beautiful light energy, which is really lovely. So we're going to look at all of that in the extended reading, just go further into the future and ask about the best way to manage this and work with this energy. And so the link for that is in the description box below. Love it if you come over. I usually pin the link to the comments as well. If you're interested in any of the other services I'm offering in terms of the readings and the healings, the link for that is also in the description box below. And yeah, wow, this just feels so good, Taurus. I have to say, it's like finally, I'm feeling the light for Taurus, which is beautiful. So enjoy this moment. So thanks so much for joining me, and look forward to seeing you next time.